Hey Greg, how you doing?
Well, Damien, how are you?
Good. Just wanted your thoughts on what were you able to get accomplished during the break, and also an update on...
Recording in progress.
Sorry, the last part, Damien?
Douglas Costa.
Oh, okay. Let's see, during the break, obviously we were limited in some numbers, but we were able to isolate some different phases. We did a lot of work in the kind of the final action, things that we've talked about in the last few games in terms of our timing and the quality on the final pass, the read of the final pass, the second to final pass, things like that. So we did a lot of work in that space. We were able to get 11v11 game in with a team from San Diego, which was nice because we didn't have enough numbers to play inter-squad really. So they came down and gave us a good exhibition that we were able to work on some things. And this week we've been looking a little bit more, preparing a little bit more the defensive side because we didn't spend a whole lot of time on it last week. So we're just trying again with the numbers that we have and trying to get guys both healthy and back from national team and all the various things, just trying to isolate some things and work on those. We've also just had a lot of competition amongst each other and working on various things just in terms of our speed of play and all that kind of stuff. So really, really happy with the guys this week and change, 2 weeks really. They've been excellent. They've worked hard every day. They've been highly competitive. I feel like we took some steps forward. And ultimately those things have to come out in the match for us to feel really good about them, but I think we all feel really good about the things we're able to accomplish in this window so far. So as it relates to Douglas, he's one of those guys that we've been working to get back to full health. He was involved in some of the session today, so we'll keep progressing him here over the next couple of days. I'll put him unquestionable for this weekend. We'll see where he gets and how he responds over the next couple of days, but worst case scenario, we're very optimistic that he'll be back into training early next week at the worst. Training, I mean like full out training at the worst case scenario and ready for the next one, but there's still a little bit of a glimmer of hope that he might be available for something this weekend. We'll see.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
We'll go with Josh Gessman.
Hey Greg, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Nice, Josh.
I just sort of looking at a broad overview real quick. What you maybe had a little chance to look back at the first 4 games during this break and sort of see where do you think you were successful over the first 4 games? Where does the team need to get better?
I really thought we were successful in trying to implement what is our style of play, how we want games to look. We controlled the possession in the vast majority of the games, but not just possession for the sake of having possession. I thought we were pretty dynamic and good in terms of chance creation. There's games where the way we play and when we have good possession, we force the opposition sometimes into mid or lower blocks where there's not a ton of space in front of the goal. So not all of our chances were clear cut, but we certainly had a lot of decent looks or opportunities to be dangerous. So again, I think we were in control of a lot of the matches. Again, we failed execution in one game on the set piece side of things, and then we failed in really one big transition moment. It wasn't even a transition moment, it was a goal kick in which we started to press a little bit before we were organized, and then it became kind of one aggressive mistake after the other that led to a goal. But outside of that, I thought we really controlled the games. And we put ourselves in position where in the majority of the games, if we have 28 chances and the opposition has 2, you got to like your chances in games like that. And now it's about execution in the final action. It's about not having situations where we compound the first mistake with multiple mistakes, because I felt like that's really what got us in the last game. So somewhere we've got to break that chain and make a good solid decision that can protect us. But those are things that hopefully as we continue to get sharper and guys continue to work out sort of our timing and our kinks that we're going to execute better and better along this. But I feel like we've been definitely the team that has had the best opportunity to win each of these games. And so that's a good sign for us.
And when you look at Portland and what they've done so far over their first 5 games, what are they good at? What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, I think Portland is Portland. They're never going to change too much. They usually, if they see the opportunity to try to initiate some pressure high, they'll do it. But if they don't, they're very comfortable getting into their mid block or their lower block, just condensing spaces, making it really difficult for the opposition to create chances. Their center backs are fantastic at protecting the front of the goal. And then they can kill you in the transition, you know, especially when all of their guys like Blanco and all those guys are out on the field, Jimmy Chara and the likes. They have a lot of quality and a lot of speed that can really hurt you in those transition moments. I mean, I think that's their greatest strength. They've obviously shown some capacity on some set pieces where they have some size as well. But they're certainly a team that is, I think, again, and we have some teams in our league that are pretty comfortable not having the ball and looking for those moments to punish you if you turn over the ball in bad areas, if you don't protect yourself when you're in possession and you're trying to attack, things like that where we can hurt you. And they've been like that for a while, all the way to the finals last year. So they're a stingy and veteran group that they certainly know who they are and how they can get results. It hasn't always worked out for them this year, but typically they can find a rhythm, and when they start to execute on what they're good at, they become a very dangerous team.
Thanks, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with Gio Garcia.
Hey, Greg. Thank you, Vicky. I know you just mentioned that Douglas Costa may be questionable. Who are some of the players you have in mind stepping up if he's not able to go this weekend?
Yeah, we have, I mean, obviously Sam, Kevin, Efra, you know, Johnny Perez will be back from Mexico under-20s. He'll be involved with our group. Those are guys who can fill those spots. I always see Dan and Javi, two guys who can play off the top. So we've got a number of guys who can kind of fill into those various roles. So, you know, we lose one, but it's the next guy to step up and be able to execute upon what we're trying to do. And again, I've been pleased with what everybody has contributed and the mindset and the work that everybody's put in over this 2 weeks. And I feel like guys are ready to compete.
No, you just mentioned Dejan Jovic. I know it's early in the season. Do you see a scenario where you could see play starting Chicharito and Dejan up top?
I do. I think those scenarios they can happen. I think it depends a little bit of what the opposition is doing. So, you know, look, to get in my head a little bit, I think when you play two strikers, sometimes you concede a little bit in your ability to possess and maybe control games and create with two strikers, but you might be a little more dangerous in and around the goal. That might be the case. You know, for me, at times, I feel like, again, I think we're controlling games. We're getting to good chances. It's when is the right time to go to two strikers? When is it the right time for us to stay in a shape that has been similar to what we've been doing lately? I think also it's important that the two of those guys, as we continue to work through windows like this, that they get used to playing together and they don't do the same things, but they actually complement each other in those scenarios. And so when you have two strikers who are really goal-oriented and they're really thinking about scoring goals, and sometimes you see that they end up making the same runs or doing things that are very similar instead of kind of playing off of each other. But that just takes, again, more and more repetition, them getting used to each other and adapting their mindset when they're on the field together. So, but Dejan's going to play a big role in this. It's just been, look, we've played 4 games. Each of those games has been 1 week from the other. So it hasn't been so easy for some of our guys who will get a lot of minutes as the season progresses, but just haven't gotten as many as I know they would like and as we would like them to get just in the short part of the season so far.
Thank you, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Greg, this is Josh. I got my blessing to ask one more.
Yeah,
Here
good.
before they let you go. Just in terms of all the internationals, I know you had some guys missing, some guys played some minutes, some guys didn't play some minutes. Are you expecting all of them to be back and available for Portland, and are you going to have to sort of mix and match depending on what their workload was?
Yeah, our expectation is everybody is back. I think right now we're waiting on Eric, Julian, and Johnny to return. Kelvin was back in training today, so he's back. So I think our expectation is everyone is arriving today. Everybody will be back into at least the building and to some version of training tomorrow. And everybody will be ready for selection on the weekend is the expectation anyways. You know, how we set up and how we go, we'll see how guys are when they come back, as well as, you know, how we've been preparing over the last couple weeks. So, yeah, from a health perspective, we haven't heard anything that would prevent anyone from being involved. So I also wanted to say just real quick while we're talking about the internationals, congratulations to you know, the Canadians who also qualified. We have Raheem and obviously Jason Bent, but to the American group and the Mexican group who also qualified, I think it's exciting. I thought they were the 3 best teams And it's exciting that they will be the shoo-ins to represent CONCACAF, and then obviously Costa Rica has an opportunity to make it 4. So really, really happy for all of our guys who have been involved.
Hey, Mark, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
I asked Greg the same question. I'd sort of like to get your thoughts on it as well. Is looking over the first 4 games, you guys have a little break, a little chance to look backwards. What do you think you guys did well, and what do you think you guys really need to improve on?
I think we, from the first and going on forward, I think the tempo of our play has been a lot better, a lot cleaner. Our connections have definitely improved from midfield to forward to out wide and all around. I think that's been getting better. I think also, just we've just been giving up, not, I wouldn't say great goals, but we've been, kind of just beating ourselves at the end of the day with the two games we lost. But I think overall, there's nothing to really, get too down on, because there are definitely things that we can look back on, review video and definitely fix. So I think this whole break was, a good thing for us, just to regroup all together and just, look forward to the next games. So yeah.
And as you guys sort of look forward now to Portland, they're a team that seems like maybe they've stumbled a little bit out of the block, but they're also, as Greg mentioned, a veteran team. What are you expecting from the game on Sunday? Yeah,
I mean, I'm expecting, like you said, a veteran team. They're going to be home in front of their fans, who are going to give them that extra push of energy. So they're obviously going to want to get a result. So that's definitely what I'm expecting. But we just got to be ready to match it, and if not, give more. Be able to handle every play that comes our way. We just have to be ready. And that's what we've been doing this whole week, try to kind of pushing ourselves to be ready for a tough environment in front of their home crowd. And obviously we're going to be on not grass, but we're going to be on turf, so we just got to prepare our bodies for the what's to come.
And my final question, I'll let you go. Is there a focus on this next game that comes up? Obviously started out with 2 wins, you have the back-to-back losses, and then a fairly difficult April when you look at all the games that are going to be played and the teams that you're playing against. Is there a focus on getting started correctly in April and especially against Portland?
Yeah, I mean, we always want to win and get the momentum going for ourselves, because that's always a good thing to have momentum, and then things just start happening. Things just start to go your way. So yeah, it's definitely something we're all, looking forward to a positive result. So we definitely got to put in the work just to, be ready to start that movement. So yeah, it's definitely something we're looking forward to. So hopefully, things work out for us.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Yep, no worries.
We'll go with Damien Calhoun.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Doing all right. Hey, just want to get your thoughts on the break. I mean, 4 weeks in, and you get a 2-week break here. Did it come at the right time for this group?
Yeah, I think, it's obviously the 2 losses we had were pretty, disappointing, just because we felt like we played better overall than, both teams we faced. So I think it was a good thing. Like I said, we can just look over video, correct the little mistakes, things that we can, correct at the end of the day and avoid, those mistakes happening. So I think it was good. Guys get to, do whatever they need to do to refresh, their minds and bodies. And now we come back together, ready to work, and, we're pushing each other every day on the field. So, we're ready to get this going again.
And for you personally, being back in Southern California, has it gone the way you thought it would be, just getting adjusted back home?
Yeah, I would say for the most part, yes. I'm still kind of adjusting to the area a bit. I decided to live somewhere else than I grew up, but I'm still adjusting to that area. But other than that, everything on the field with the club's been great. It's everything I expected, so things have been great here. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll go with Gio Garcia.
Thanks, Ricky. Hey, Mark, hope everything's well. I wanted to get your thoughts. I know Greg, he had just mentioned that Douglas Costa may be questionable for this weekend. How does that change anything for you in the midfield?
I wouldn't say it changes much. I mean, Douglas is obviously a big player, a key player to have on the field for us, but I wouldn't say it changes too much. I mean, we have, we have other players who are great talents, who are, hungry, ready to step in, and, they're always ready when their name is called upon. So I wouldn't say it changes too much. Yeah, I mean,
And with a team with like the Timbers who like to sit back and just wait, I know you have experience with this team.
Yeah.
How difficult or how unique is it facing them?
I mean, they're a veteran team. They know what's expected out of the game. I mean, they're a good team. They have quality players, and they can hurt you on if we make mistakes, silly mistakes. They can definitely punish us at the end of the day. But like I said, we have to be ready for any situation, anything that happens on the field. We got to be ready to adapt to anything.